Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that we all go through, but let's be honest, most of us try to avoid like the plague, and that's failure. We're going to dig into why we're so scared of it, and how we can flip the script entirely. We're going to learn how to see our biggest setbacks as, believe it or not, our greatest opportunities. Ready? Let's jump in.
So, I want to start with this one big idea. Just think about it for a second. We usually treat failure like it's a computer glitch, right? A bug in the system. An error message that means everything's gone wrong. But what if that's not what it is at all? What if failure is actually a built-in feature? A necessary part of the program for success, put there on purpose?
Well, for starters, failure is an incredible teacher, and it's the kind of teacher that doesn't sugarcoat things, you know? When we succeed, it feels great, but it mostly just tells us we were right. Failure, on the other hand, well, it shows us exactly where we were wrong. It gives us this raw, honest feedback about what just isn't working, and those are lessons you just can't learn from an easy win.
And all that feedback, all that learning, it essentially becomes your compass. Imagine you're hiking, and you hit a dead end. Is the hike over? No way! It's just a crystal clear sign that you need to find a new path. Failure works exactly the same way. It stops you and says, hey, whoa, this way's not working. It forces you to recalibrate and often points you toward a much better route you wouldn't have found otherwise.
And this all builds up to what might be the most powerful mindset shift of all. Seeing that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's actually a part of success. It's a phase. Albert Einstein said it best. Failure is success in progress. Every stumble, every mistake, it's just another step on the path, moving you closer to where you want to go.
Now, this isn't some new age, feel-good idea, not at all. This way of thinking has been the secret weapon for some of the most successful and brilliant people throughout history. So let's take a look at some of the wisdom they've shared on this.
You know, what I find so fascinating about this Bill Gates quote is that he points out the danger of too much success. It can make you arrogant. It can make you lazy. You stop questioning things. But failure is a wake-up call. It's that reality check that keeps you humble, keeps you on your toes, and always looking for a smarter way to do things.
Oh, this one is just legendary. Think about it. Michael Jordan, maybe the greatest basketball player ever, is not saying he succeeded despite his failures. He's saying he succeeded because of them. He's literally drawing a straight line from every single missed shot, every lost game, directly to his championships. Those failures weren't obstacles. They were the training ground.
So you've got tech pioneers, sports legends, they all come from different worlds, but they all seem to have figured out this one simple, incredibly powerful truth.
That nothing teaches you better than a good old-fashioned failure. And yeah, this idea is so universal, it's even woven into our modern myths. Even Master Yoda gets it. The real growth, the real wisdom, doesn't come from avoiding the fall. It comes from what you learn when you pick yourself back up.
And this quote from Winston Churchill just wraps it all up perfectly. He reminds us that success and failure are just moments in time. They're temporary. They don't define you. What really matters, what really counts in the end, is having the guts to just keep moving forward, no matter what.
Okay, so these quotes are incredibly inspiring, but what does this look like in the messy, real world? Let's dive into a story to see how this works in practice. Let's talk about an entrepreneur we'll call Sarah.
So Sarah put every dime she had, all her time and energy, into this really complex new app. She was so sure it was going to be a huge hit. But when she launched it, crickets. The launch was a total flop. The market just wasn't interested, and her investors, they pulled out. Now, for a lot of people, that would be game over. But for Sarah, it was just information. She didn't give up, she got curious. She spent weeks digging into what went wrong, and she found out her app was just too much. It was overcomplicated. So what did she do? She stripped it all down to one simple core function, and she relaunched. And that second version, born from the ashes of that first failure, took off and became a huge success. Sarah's story is just a perfect illustration, isn't it? It shows us that failure isn't just something to survive, it's a tool you can actually use. So how do we build that muscle in our own lives? Well, it all starts with developing one key quality.
And that quality is resilience. Think of failure as the gym for your mind. Every time you face a setback and get back up, you're building that resilience muscle. It's what lets you take a hit, shake it off, and come back not just to where you started, but even stronger than you were before. So here's a practical playbook. First, reframe it. Instead of thinking, I am a failure, think, that approach was a failure. Treat it like data. What can it teach you? Second, and this one is so important, separate yourself from the outcome. Your project failing doesn't make you a failure. Your worth is not tied to your results. Third, adapt. Don't just dwell on what went wrong. Use those lessons to build version 2.0. And finally, number 4, embrace a learning mindset. Make growth the goal, not just winning. If you do that, then there's no such thing as a true loss, because you always walk away with a lesson.
All right, so as we start to land the plane here, let's tie it all together. When you boil it all down, it's really about the mindset you choose to bring to the table when things, inevitably, don't go as planned.
And just look at the difference here. It's night and day. If you have a fixed mindset, failure feels final. It's a brick wall you can't get past. It's a verdict on who you are. But with a growth mindset, the whole picture changes. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. That wall becomes a detour, pointing you in a new direction. And that verdict, it becomes fuel for your next attempt. It's the exact same event, seen through 2 completely different lenses.
I want you to really let this sink in. Seriously, think of anyone you look up to, an athlete, an innovator, an artist, a leader. I can promise you, their journey is absolutely littered with failures, mistakes, and rejections. The one thing that separates them from everyone else isn't that they never failed, it's that they never let failure have the last word.
Because, let's be real, it's coming. Failure is a non-negotiable part of doing anything worthwhile. So the question isn't if you're going to fail again, it's when. And the real question, the one that truly matters, is what are you going to do when it happens? Will you see it as a wall, or will you use it as a stepping stone? That choice is entirely up to you.